Now let's give a quick farewell to Chris Christie and Carly Fiorina. Rupert Murdoch called Chris Christie a suicide bomber. He was content to blow himself up as well as going after Rubio. He got an anemic 7% of the vote, and he practically moved to and lived in New Hampshire. So Bridgegate was trailing him everywhere he went, and now the prediction is that the lawsuits are going to start.
Bridgegate?
What is Bridgegate?
Yeah, what was?
Oh my lord! Well, 3 years ago, when he was running for 2 years ago, he was running for re-election. Chris Christie wanted the endorsement of every mayor across the state of New Jersey, and Fort Lee, New Jersey, which is right at the base of the George Washington Bridge, and their mayor refused to endorse Chris Christie. So several of the aides were caught sending email and text messages back and forth to each other. Time for traffic problems in New Jersey. And there are 3 access lanes from Fort Lee onto the George Washington Bridge. They shut it down to 1. And what happened was and it went on for 5 days. It was right around the September 11th. And basically it so choked off Fort Lee that ambulances couldn't get people to hospitals, that it was very, very serious. Kids couldn't get to school, buses couldn't move, traffic was just basically gridlocked because of going from 3 to 1. And then finally somebody on the New York side of the Port Authority ordered the lanes to be reopened. So they've never been able to prove a connection to Christie, but it's very clear that his senior aides, 2 of whom were fired.
But the emails. Well, seem to be proof anyway.
And how could he not have known?
Attention.
Yeah. And Carly, she finished 7th, so she wouldn't qualify for the next debate. Neither would Chris Christie.
So you won't have her on the kids' table anymore.
No, she wouldn't be on the kids' table. Neither would Christie. So there'd only be 5 or 6 at the main stage debate. And Gilmore has said he can't win, but he's staying in. So it's getting quite interesting.